You might think that somebody with a multi-million dollar investing portfolio like this has a super complicated setup. Like, I have hundreds of different companies in my investing portfolio. I'm constantly buying and selling. I am doing something fancy to make all this money. That's not what I'm doing at all. A lot of people have the wrong idea and they think that investing needs to be complicated. It actually gets to be really simple. Let me explain what I mean. So I got a comment on my video the other day that said, Nicole, how many ETFs should I have? And a quick pause here, an ETF is just a basket of stocks. You can hold hundreds or thousands of companies in a single investment, and it makes it really easy to have diversification, meaning not putting all your eggs in one basket, because that's how you lose money. The real question here isn't how many ETFs should I have, it's do I have the right coverage? Here's what I mean by that. Number one, you want the total US market, not just the S&P 500, because the S&P 500 is just big companies, but there are small companies and mid-sized companies, and sometimes that's where a lot of the growth comes from. Then you also want international stocks, because the US is not the entire world. And sometimes there are actually long periods where international companies outperform the US, meaning you could make more money. And Vanguard is actually predicting right now that international will outpace the US in the next decade. Then you're going to want some bonds. Okay, these bring stability to your portfolio, and how much you have in your portfolio depends on your age and how close to your goal you are. That's it. You don't need 10 different funds for 10 different ideas. You don't need to constantly tweak things, and you don't need an ETF for every thought. If I was going to add in anything else, I might add in some more real estate exposure with like a real estate investment trust ETF or a dividend fund. And I would keep these to less than 10% of your total portfolio if you're just starting out, because in the beginning of your investing journey, you want to focus on gains. If you want to know more about that, I can make another video. But what I want you to take out of this is there is no magic number of ETFs, and sometimes complicated is just complicated. It doesn't mean that it's better. Boring is what makes people rich. Now, I teach this step by step inside my free trainings, or I take on students to work with me so that I can help them in their finances. You can learn more through my link in bio.